said on multiple occasions that you left Circle of Dust because you hated the format of a live band on stage and you were sick of it. But I feel like something is missing there. Did you really just, got up one day and said, I've had it, this no longer works for me, see you guys later, I'm gonna go do my own stuff? Or was there a specific event, a turning point in time, which pushed you into making that decision?
Thank you, Milan, for sticking around for so many years. I'm glad you found me through Need for Speed, and you're still here listening. So for your first question, you've got two pieces of information mixed up. I didn't stop doing Circle of Dust because I hated the live band thing. That was Celldweller. That was when I decided to do the live show with just me and Brett from Blue Stolly. I was just tired of playing in bands and having a 5-piece thing and playing in really dingy metal clubs. But that was Celldweller related. Circle of Dust, I killed that for a number of reasons. The first and main reason is because the label basically they folded. They went under and they told me, well, you're still under contract with us, but we can't give you any money to make a new album, but you can't go anywhere else to sign another deal because you're still under contract with us. So I had to hire an attorney with the $0 I had to my name and try to have him get me out of a deal. It took 1.5 years for that to happen and a lot of money that I didn't have, but I finally got out of that deal even though the label was completely defunct. But through that is actually when Chris Angel had contacted me to start working with him on some stuff, and that actually started the whole Angel Dust project. So it all worked out. But that was why I stopped doing Circle of Dust. Unfortunately, no.
Hi Klayton, my question is, how are you feeling about reviving Circle of Dust? Thanks.
It's hard to say exactly, Caroline, but in general, it's still a little hard for me to believe it's happening. That and this.
I feel just like you.
In short, Josiah, yes, Argyle Park will return, but not like Circle of Dust. Argyle Park will only return for the re-release of Misguided, although there will be brand new material on that album. In fact, I've already got 2 cameos in the can, although I don't want to tell you who they are. One is already Argyle Park alumni, and the other one is top secret.
Making music is obviously way more streamlined these days, but what's something that you miss about the way you made music back in the Circle of Dust days?
Well, Brett, it's interesting that you would ask me that question because you and I have discussed that very thing numerous times, and I'm going to answer it officially for you right here so you can send it to your mom and everyone else and say, look, if you want to know the answer to this question, this is it right here, and I asked it. The answer is simplicity. Those early albums, I couldn't reach over to a slew of analog synthesizers or 14 different samplers and a big mixing desk. I was very limited in what I had. There was an excitement in finding sounds and creating sounds because there wasn't a lot of places to get them, so I had to be really creative about where I got them. And I had a very limited hardware sampler and a pretty limited computer as well to put together all of these albums. I miss the simplicity of just that setup and having to pull every ounce of functionality out of these few things to make my albums and to try to complete what I was hearing in my head. It's easy for people to say, well, just use those now. Well, yeah, that's cool, but when I'm trying to find a sound and I know I can just go over here and just grab it easily, it takes a lot of discipline not to do that. I would say neither, Marius. I was neither ashamed nor nostalgic. Although there was a time I might have been ashamed of the recordings, not so much anymore. And I'm not really a nostalgic type of guy, so I didn't really listen to these things thinking, wow, this is a great piece of history. I'm just more excited that I own them and can give them back to you guys.
Hey Klayton, it's Chance with my Micro-Moog synthesizer and my drawing of a black star. And here are my questions. In a 1998 interview, you said that you were originally intending to having the Refractor Chasm mixes on a single separate EP. but that was denied by the label Flying Tart, and so you had to release it on Disengage. Will the Refractor Chasm mixes be on the 2016 release of Disengage, or will they be their own EP like you originally intended? My second question is, on the Celldweller album, the Symbiont remixes, the beta sessions, and the Switchback music video, there are a series of icons or symbols throughout it, and one of them looks very similar to the logo or symbol of Circle of Dust. Do these have any correlation with each other, and what do these symbols mean?
A couple of things to get started, Chase. I'm jealous of your micro-mode. Love it. And secondly, I'm so glad that I own my masters now, because I'll never have to tell anybody that I was signed to Flying Tart Records. I've never loved that name, although I love Monty Python, which is where it came from. So it's pretty amazing that you actually know that fact. Kudos to you. So as far as the release of Disengage and that coming out in different parts, it is true. I had a remix companion disc that was supposed to be part of Disengage on a separate disc called Refractor Chasm, because it was Refractor and Chasm remixes, and I mashed up both songs together through all these remixes. Just like the artwork, Flying Tart Records botched that. They botched the release of me putting these things out on two separate discs. In fact, the guy who owned Flying Tart picked up and left the label. I think he moved back in with his mom or something at some point, but basically 3 weeks before my album was supposed to drop, I get a call from the people who actually owned the parent company of Flying Tart saying, hey, we have your album here, we don't know what to do with it because the guy left, so there's nobody here. So I had to figure out how to even get my own album released, which was ridiculous, which is why now I own Fixed, and we do it all ourselves because of situations like that. So you didn't ask any of that, but I gave you all that information for free. So as far as me releasing Disengage and then Refractor Chasm as a separate companion thing, I don't know yet. I haven't decided. The thing is that Disengage will probably be the last release, so I have some time to figure that out. I have toyed with the idea. It will depend on what other content I have that I would want to include with that. So stay tuned. As far as the symbol goes, good eye. That symbol was made because it was based off of the Circle of Dust symbol. I simplified it, tried to make it a little more techy, because I was still pretty attached to the Circle of Dust back catalog, because that was the most recent thing I had done. Eventually you'll notice that those kind of all went away. The rest of the symbols were just things that I made, and I think from a design perspective, most of them are pretty terrible. But I had fun making them at the time, and I thought they were cool at the time, so there you go. Thank you for watching the very first episode ever of Ask Circle of Dust. Now, ordinarily I would say like this page and do all this other stuff. I'm still going to say that, but I want to clarify something. I'm not creating a Circle of Dust YouTube channel, not creating a Circle of Dust Twitter account, and a bunch of other social media platforms. It's mainly Facebook, circleofdust.net. You should join the mailing list there, because you're going to be the first then to get any kind of news, probably even before Facebook. Like or share this video. Spread the word that Circle of Dust is back and active, because I can't do it myself. Really, I can only do it with your help. So please feel free to send people to facebook.com/circleofdustofficial, have them like the page, and get involved. I do plan on doing more Ask Circle of Dust in the future, but the next few will be Ask Celldweller as usual. So if you want to ask a Celldweller related question, as always, ask them in the comments below. Hashtag Ask Celldweller in your social media platform of choice, or hit this fancy link in the moon and submit a video question and get your pretty face on my channel. Until next time, this is Klayton, aka Celldweller, Circle of Dust, Argyle Park, and a bunch of other stuff, signing off.